Hi, I'm Marlo. I'm going to show you how to turn a t-shirt like this or any kind of stretchy fabric into a ball of yarn that you can use to knit or crochet or any other kind of yarn craft. And it only results in a pile of waste about this small. It's a really great way to reduce your textile waste, and it's a really cheap way to fund your crafting habits. All you need is a t-shirt or, like I said, a kind of stretchy material, and a cutting tool like scissors or a rotary cutter with a good cutting mat underneath will work just fine. If you're using a t-shirt, cut a line under the arms and cut off the sleeves as well as their seams. You should have 4 pieces: the 2 sleeves, the neck section, and the lower torso section. Using the sleeves and the torso section, you can follow the next part of the tutorial, and I'll show you how to cut the next section of the t-shirt later. We're using waste material sourced from digital printing color tests. This will result in a really nice variegated yarn. Lay the tube of material out flat with the open ends at the sides. Fold the bottom end up to be about 1 to 2 inches from the top end. From this folded edge, begin to cut approximately 1-inch strips. Make sure you stop cutting about 1 inch from the end furthest from you. This helps keep the material in a continuous strand. You can use this same technique with the sleeves of your t-shirt. It will just result in a shorter continuous strip. Now, open up your tube of fabric and cut diagonally across each strip. You can lay this flat on the table or any other technique that works for you. This will leave you with one continuous strip of yarn. Now, gently stretch the yarn. This will cause it to roll in on itself, concealing any raw edges. Move over to the odd piece from the neck of the t-shirt. You should have 4 cut lines, the curve at the neck, the 2 sleeves, and the bottom cut. Open this up and lay it flat. What we'll do now is cut 1 to 2 inch strips across the material, stopping before the opposite edge. Continue this technique even as you get to the neck hole. You can keep cutting this way along the shorter end of the material. Continue this pattern of cutting for the entire piece. It will come away in 2 pieces, but I'll show you how to connect all of your yarn together in another step. Once these strips are cut, you can opt to round out the corners of the turns in these strips. The way this piece must be cut results in a bit of an extra texture, and rounding these corners can help smooth it out. Just like with the other strips of yarn, stretch the material out to help it roll in on itself. To connect all the sections that you've made from your t-shirt material, we're going to use what's called the magic knot. I'll show you first using 2 different colored yarns so you can see better what I'm doing. I'm taking the white and black yarns and crossing them over like so. Then, essentially, I'll tie a knot around the white strand using the black yarn, and I'll do the same, tying a basic knot around the black strand using the white yarn. Now I'll do this again with the 2 parts of the yarn that I've made so I can join them together. Watch again. Crossing the 2 strands over each other, tying a basic knot around each strand. Now, pull these knots very tight. To bring the 2 knots next to each other, you'll take each piece of yarn on the outside of the knots and pull. The 2 knots should begin to slide together, and once they're tight next to each other, You can trim the ends very close. Some of the magic with this knot is the low wastage that comes from joining the two pieces of yarn. This technique can work with any type of yarn, and it can also allow you to change colors easily. Just like that, you have a great ball of yarn that you can use to make a lot of fun things. We've used it for these crochet bags. It can also be used for a plant pot. Or placemats like this, or coasters like this. Keep an eye out on our channel for more tutorials and ways to use this yarn that you've learned to make.